Today we'll be touring my Mega Mesa village build that you're seeing here. Now this has been featured in both a Game Rant article as well as top 100 builds by Top Gaming Plays.
Arguably one of the best villages we've seen so far. This is Haskin's Mega Mesa village.
Now I think you're really going to enjoy this, so stick around. We're going to show you some really cool custom builds as well as just talking about the thought process and what inspired this one. Thanks again for tuning in. Let's check it out. Alright, so today we will be touring my Mega Shogun build here out in the Dry Valley. I started building this on this giant mesa with intentions of building all the way to the top, but we all know the game has some limitations right now, and as I approach this, you can see it's at the very high complexity area, so we can't build anymore, which is quite the bummer. So I'm really hoping we can get that lifted so we can continue to build out our mega bases and add some cool detail. But without further ado, let's get right into it. So I took some inspiration from some Borderlands style stuff, and then over time it just evolved. So this is the main entrance here when you make your way up the stairs. As you can see, I actually used the log cabin stuff to start, and then it just was like blending in to the mesa and didn't look that great. So that's why I decided to start building some custom Shogun buildings like you see up there. But first thing, we have this little like restaurant bar area. We got some cool tables laid out, oven, our barbecue, and some countertops with the juicer over there. Put some of the plants in just to add a little bit of color. And then we have a nice bar right here and a bonfire in the middle to gather around. Now this area, I just wanted to share with you what it looks like at night. I think it looks awesome. These lights really set this area off. And this is the log cabin. This is the first building that went in. This is where I kind of laid down my head as I built this thing out. But yeah, I got this cool little fireplace design, and it actually runs up through the top of this building here. As you can see on the outside, I built like a chimney cap where the chimney feeds up through. Then here I built this little outhouse, very tiny little private space. We got the sink, and we also have our toilet there. You know, if we've had a few drinks, gonna have to take a leak every now and then, so that's why that's there. And then I did this arcade room here. So I know these don't look the best, but this was my attempt at creating somewhat of an arcade machine. It'd be cool if there were some lights that we could put up on that top part there as like a marquee. I did throw these on this one as like joysticks, but they're a little big and look goofy on these other machines, so I just left them alone. I know they're not the greatest looking, but honestly I thought they were pretty cool. It's better than nothing. And then I put the gem cutter here. This is kind of like, could be an arcade or maybe like a token machine or something like that. And then here's like this was intended to be like the prize zone, right? You turn in your tickets or whatever. Not a whole lot of stuff going on there, but I don't know, maybe you want to win some cherries or something. And a little juicer back there. I almost forgot. If you come back this way, if you head up here, this is actually another kind of rooftop bar. So we've got the bar here, a little dartboard, little fire tables, and a beautiful view out into the dry valleys. All right, make our way back down here. I had this really decked out, kind of like you're seeing over here. Unfortunately, when I hit that build limit, I was unable to add anything additional here. I actually had to remove it and take it all down because I would much rather have actually had these buildings than have a bunch of detail here. And right here, I had one of my elevators that were going up to that platform. I had to knock that down too, so I was able to put these custom buildings in. So a little bit unfortunate again, but hey, you know, still having fun playing the game. We've got some lights here to light up the way. This building, believe it or not, you could actually only get to that from the ground level, so we'll take a look at that in just a minute here. Making your way up. This is really the only prefab blueprint that I used, but I did customize it. So around the outside, these normally have kind of that like half pipe stone looking wall. I thought they looked really weird in the mesa area against this like darker stone. So I replaced all of that with the regular walls. And then I also changed out the floors to make these wood as well. But yeah, this has got a really nice view over to kind of the shoreline area. Look, we got the rainbow there. Yeah, it's a really nice lookout point. I enjoy this one here. But yeah, as you can see, like this one here I built from scratch. The thing I like about this one is the roof and the design I chose here looks a lot different than a lot of the Shogun buildings you normally see. Most of the ones I see just have like a flat roof that goes all the way around like this. I really thought this was a slick design. So I will do some releases on tutorials on how to build some of the custom designs I've come up with here. So I hope you like these. Stay tuned for those if you're interested. I'll try to get those out within the next week or so. So let's drop back down. We have a little training zone. So we've got some targets back there, some training dummies. I like to put like these main ones in the back. It's kind of like the commanders of the army, and then these are just kind of like the little pawns, I guess. We've got the pepper plants up here just to add some more color and some detail, and then our little peace sign billboard, I guess you want to call it. This is simple to make. It's cool too. Sometimes these tires just move on their own. Whoa, it's glitching out big time. But yeah, this is very easy to make. We just got some basic posts, some supports, and then just use the wheels to make the design. If you're pretty slow at placing these down, you can make a lot of cool stuff with those. But anyways, yeah, let's move along. All right, so you can make your way up the stairs here. You can enter this building through these doors, and I've also got a set of doors on this side. Again, a lot of these buildings are just unfinished because I'm at the build limit. I would really love to deck these out and make the interiors of these just as cool as the rest of the village from the outside. But yeah, we're at the limit. I sound like a broken record, but I'm sure most of you out there can feel my pain. You can come up here. I had stairs leading up to this, but oh, look at that high complexity. Maybe I can add them back. It's kind of, there's like a very small spot here. I actually think if I try to build something, it hits me with the build limit. Yeah, so I can't put the stairs back, but this was an elevator design that I did. I had to chop this thing basically in half, but this thing functions really well. I hadn't had this thing bug out whatsoever. But the idea was to take you up to this platform where I could build an additional building that kind of went off the ledge here and supported all the way at the bottom there. Drop back down. Now you can make your way down here, and there is now another custom building that I've done where instead of just doing a pure square, I added these little kind of indents here to create a little porch. I was going to put down some floors and some railings and furniture here to make it really nice looking, but can't do that right now. But yeah, I like the way this one turned out. This also, when you walk in, it's got a exit off the back where you can come out onto another balcony area. This is the front of the village again. Let's take a look at this build. It's another really nice design. Again, these roof designs turned out really well. I will just give you a pointer here. So the way you can do where you don't just continue the roof all the way around, and you can build these kind of center these walls like you see here, is inside as you build your roof, you can actually drop down some supports underneath and start building your walls around the supports. That gives you a lot more detail, and your buildings are going to stand out a little bit more. You know, I haven't quite seen designs like this yet, so if you enjoy them, feel free, go ahead and throw those on your buildings. I think they look really cool. All right, so let's head down here. We're back to the main area. So definitely not the largest village out there, I can guarantee you that, but in terms of the detail and quality and the layout, I think it's second to none. These supports, again, quick little rundown on how I did those. You can just use these walls, where are they at? The beam walls, and supports that you like. You basically stack the beam walls starting from the top of your floor. Make sure they're touching, moving all the way across, and then you can add these posts to hide the little gaps. And then in between each row of those beam walls, you can add a support that fits right in the middle there. So that way it's a lot more structurally sound looking versus just having the beam walls stack on each other. It looks a little unrealistic that way. So just a little pointer for you all that like that design. And then lastly, I had intentions of actually extending onto this little mesa area to have it span across this whole area here. I think that would have been absolutely nutty. But with the build limit again, it's just kind of on standby until we can build a little bit more. But here's another design that I came up with. I've got the gongs up top here, which I think is a really nice touch. And then again, in this building, I got a fire here just to light it up at night. But again, nothing really going on the inside. Not yet, at least. So let's just do a little fly around so you can get an idea of what we're working with here. I put a lot of lights up. Like these rope lights here. I actually got that from someone else's video. I didn't come up with that on my own. I saw it somewhere else. So I don't remember who it was, but credit to whoever came up with those, because those look absolutely awesome. And I encourage anybody who likes those to start building them as well. You just use some floor pieces and kind of have them droop down. Try to make them as even as you can, and then take any lights you choose, like your favorite lights, and just hang them from the bottom and try to space them out as evenly as you can. But here's a quick little look from the outside. Go around the exterior here. Whoop. Yeah, I think this is one of my favorite builds I've done so far. I had a lot of fun building this one. It did take me about a week to really plan it out and just come up with a design that worked. Figuring out how to build all these custom Shogun buildings and overcome the build limit, because I had to knock a lot of stuff down, and that's why there's lacking some detail on this back half. But the front half, I think, looks stunning. But yeah, that's the tour. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you took something away from this one today, and you know, take some of these designs and go ahead and try to work on some in your village. Again, I'll do some tutorials on some of this stuff if you're interested, so just make sure you like the video and be subscribed and stick around for any updated mega builds and tutorials. Thanks a lot, you guys. Have a great day, and we'll catch you in the next one.